There's a rule in Greek grammar that quietly unlocks two of the clearest affirmations of Jesus' deity in the New Testament. It's called Sharp's Rule, named after English abolitionist Granville Sharp. If you love grammar, here's the technical definition. If not, don't worry, I'll show you the simple version right after. Sharp's Rule: when the copulative chi connects two nouns of the same case, of personal description, if the article comes before the first noun but not the second noun always refers to the same person as the first. Okay, now in plain English, when two singular personal nouns are joined by chi, which just means and there's only one the in front of the first noun, both nouns are talking about the same person. Here's a little visual to make it clearer. Imagine this: you have the plus a noun, then and plus another noun with no the in front. That second noun still refers to the same person as the first one. So basically, the rule says one article, two nouns, one person. This rule appears all throughout the New Testament. Let's look at a few examples. In Mark 6:3, it says, the son of Mary and brother of James. Then we have phrases like the holy and righteous one, the God and Father, and in Philemon 1, we see the dear friend and fellow worker. In every case, multiple descriptions refer to the same person: son and brother, holy and righteous, God and Father, friend and fellow worker. Notice the pattern: one the, one noun, then and, plus a second noun, both referring to the same person. And there are dozens of other examples just like this in the New Testament with no counterexamples anywhere. This rule is well attested, and it just makes sense. If I said I met with the founder and CEO, you'd immediately assume it's one person. But if I said I met with the founder and the CEO, you would immediately assume I met with two people. Two of the leading textual scholars on the topic, Robert M. Bowman Jr. and J. Ed Komozweski, write, there are plenty of examples supporting Sharp's rule in the New Testament, many of little or no theological concern, and no clear counter examples. Now, what does this rule have to do with who Jesus is? Let's turn to our two key texts. Titus 2:13. While we wait for the blessed hope, the appearing of the glory of our great God and Savior, Jesus Christ. 2 Peter 1:1. Simon Peter, a servant and apostle of Jesus Christ, to those who through the righteousness of our God and Savior, Jesus Christ, have received a faith as precious as ours. The grammar here in Greek isn't subtle. Both titles belong to Jesus. Jesus is God and Savior. Bowman Jr. and Komozweski write of these two texts, the most natural way of taking this particular construction is to understand both nouns to refer to the same person. In their book, The Incarnate Christ and His Critics, A Biblical Defense, Bowman and Komozweski lay out multiple lines of evidence using a 5-pillar framework. They show that this construction unmistakably affirms Jesus is God. But for our purposes today, we have two very straightforward, grammatically accurate statements from two prominent leaders in the early church, Peter and Paul, that Jesus is God. And here's why this matters. Throughout history and to this day, people have tried to shrink Jesus, turning him into just a man, a lesser divine being, or a created helper of the Father. But the New Testament won't let us do that. Any Jesus who isn't fully and eternally God isn't the Jesus the apostles worshiped, preached for, and died for. The apostles didn't give their lives for a lesser being. Jesus is not a smaller God or a created being or a secondary deity. He is our great God and Savior, eternal, glorious, and worthy of all our praise.